gonna talk about all the books I read during the summer. So, let's get into it. Alright, so for the first book I read, it was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And I actually have the physical copy right here because I bought it after I read the book I got from the library. That was this one. And because I just loved it that much. I bought this one and Crooked Kingdom, but I have yet to read Crooked Kingdom all the way through. I think I got like halfway through, then I didn't finish it, but I am gonna finish it sometime during the fall because I feel like it's giving fall. So also, I'm sorry, I am just getting over like a sickness, and I feel great right now. It's just I have like lingering stuffy nose and stuff and like congestion, but that's really all. Like I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. But that's not gonna stop us from doing this video. Anyways, I know a lot of you have probably already read this book, but if you don't know, this is like a fantasy. It's in a fantasy world, and basically there's these 6 people, and one of the people's names are Cass, and he recruits these 5 other people, and they all go on this impossible heist to retrieve something from this other place, and they all go on this journey, and they all have very different personalities, and you get to see all their different POVs, and it's just a really fun time, and you get really, or at least I got really immersed in the fantasy world, and just the writing and the banter. Oh my gosh, I love the banter. I love the dialogue that these 6 characters all had with each other, and it was just a really fun time. I would recommend. I rated this 4 stars, and you should definitely read. Alright. The second book I read during the summer was Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and I enjoyed this book for what it was. It was pretty good. It was like basically rich people problems. It really reminded me of a reality TV show, in a way. But you alternate between BJ's point of view and Magnolia's point of view. BJ Ballantyne and Magnolia Parks, and these are the 2 main love interests. And basically, what happens is they both hurt each other in different ways, but and then you understand the characters more as you further into the story, read more of the book. Oh my gosh, I'm on Goodreads and looking at the books I read, and what I said it was pretty good. The main couple did in fact annoy me a little bit at times, but this book was very entertaining to read. It felt very dramatic and realistic, and not realistic at the same time. Like, what was I saying? Anyways, I liked it. I feel like if I was in the mood, I would read it again. It was just, I know it's the point, but the guy really did annoy me. I was like, bro, stop messing it up. You guys could be together if you didn't mess it up. And yeah, if I didn't say they're rich, and it's like rich people problems, like daddy's money, all that stuff. I feel like I'm not describing these very well, but I rated it 3 stars. And I do not have the physical copy because I rented it from the library. So, the third book I read was, in fact, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. And I rated it 3 stars. So, hear me out. Okay, so this is basically how I felt. I felt like Belly, as she annoyed me so much. But the book gave me nostalgia. I don't know what for what, but it just gave me nostalgia. And I was reading it at the perfect time because it would talk about how hot June was. And then I was in the month of June and then it's like, oh my gosh, summer. And then I was like, it's summer and it's hot and same. But it was entertaining. It's a YA romance, and I wanted to read this series because I've been watching the series on Amazon, and I love that series. So I wanted to read the books, and the books were good I'm not going to say for what they were again, but the books were good. But, okay, so if you haven't read the books or watched the series, basically what this is about is the main character, Belly's mom, or no, Belly. The main character's name is Isabel, but everyone calls her Belly. And every summer, her and her brother and her mother go to this summer house with them, and then Belly's mom's best friend and the best friend's sons, which are Belly's age. And they've basically grown up together, so they're basically family friends and stuff. And so Belly basically has always liked one of these boys, and the summer in this book that she goes back, she feels like both of these boys are starting to notice her because she's kind of grown up and stuff. And I think this book portrayed teenage angst in how a lot of YA novels do. And sometimes I felt for Belly, but most of the times I was just annoyed. But I would say I was more annoyed in the second book than the first one, but yeah. So basically it's just that, and then you find something out in the end and you're like, what? That's crazy and sad. And then in the second book, I think there's a little bit of a time jump, but not that much. The second book is It's Not Summer Without You, and basically it goes off of where you left off. And it was more sad than I thought it was gonna be. It focused on grief and stuff, but again, I thought Belly kind of made a lot of things about her that shouldn't have been about her. And yeah. What did I rate it? I think I rated it also a 3-star. I believe I rated it a 3-star. And then, so that was the 4th book I read. And then the 5th book I read was the last out of the Summer I Turned Pretty series. And it's We'll Always Have Summer. And I rated that a 4 stars. I surprisingly like that a lot better than the other 2 books. Up until the 3rd book, I was Team Jeremiah. And then Jeremiah did something. And then I was like, oh, no more for me. But, yeah, so. The 3rd book, it's kind of hard for me to explain it without spoiling anything. The 3rd book's kind of hard for me to explain without spoiling anything, but it kind of goes after they've healed from something tragic that happened. It fast forwards a few years later where they're all in college, and Belly has made a very life-altering decision that a lot of her family doesn't agree with, but she wants to go through with it anyway. And then there's tension with her and the two guys, Conrad and Jeremiah. And in the end, who does she end up with? You have to read to see. But honestly, I would recommend this series. Yes, the main character is annoying, but I think it's a really good read to read in the summertime. It just gives you like that summer nostalgia, and it got me super hyped about summer when I was in summer, so it was great. So basically, the first 2 books, 3 stars. The third book, 4 stars. And I would say a 4-star series. So the 6th book I read in the summer was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I rated that 4 stars. And because it was so good, oh my gosh. This book is about these 2 best friends. Their names are Poppy and Alex. And they're kind of polar opposites, but they meet and they surprisingly click. And it follows their relationship through summer trips, because they take a summer trip every year. And it alternates between, no it doesn't. I think it's still, yeah, it's just in Poppy's POV, I think. It goes from past to present to past again, like that. And something happened in the past that made them stop going on summer trips together. You basically go through the different summer trips until you find out what happened. I liked how it went to more than just a romance. Like, it talked about other things, especially the girl main character. Like, I related to her in some ways, and she was just not afraid to be herself and stuff, and a lot of the problems that she had I can relate to. It was like friends to lovers, that trope, and I really, really, really like friends to lovers in contemporary romances. They're so good. They're so good. The 7th book I read was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And I rated that a 4 stars. It was pretty good. Basically, it's about these two, I would say, yeah, these 2 friends. They met when they were younger, and then you follow them when they create this game, and then throughout their life, you get to see them make multiple games, become more successful, their lives, how these different aspects of the game making impact their lives. I really liked how these characters were different than anyone's I've read before. They acted like, they just felt like real people to me, I don't know. This reads a lot like a literary fiction, so I would definitely read this when you're in the mood for that type of writing, but I really like how in literary fictions, it feels like you're growing up with the characters, or you like see their day-to-day life and you see them grow, and I really like that. And how it explores more topics than just like love related. It just everything that encompasses everyone's lives. It's just, I love reading about that. So I thought it was really good. I rated it 4 stars, and I would recommend this to people if you're in the mood for a book like that. The last book I read was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I thought, like, I heard a lot about this book, and I didn't read the Caraval series because I don't know, I just had a feeling I wouldn't like it, and so I didn't read it. But Once Upon a Broken Heart series, different story, bro. Different story. Once Upon a Broken Heart, it was good. It's basically it's like, it takes place in this fairy tale-esque, no, it is like a fairy tale universe. Like, there's these, the main character, Evangeline, she believes in fairy tales, and her mom, like, would tell her of the fairy tales and how the Magnificent North, like, it's very magical there. And the Magnificent North is a place, but in the beginning she's not there yet. And then she basically has her heart is broken. She feels like this pain is so great, so what she does is makes a deal with the fate, and then that leads her on this journey to the Magnificent North, away from her kind of, I would say, normal life, and you go on this journey with her, and you get to meet princes and dragons, little pet dragons, and all that stuff. And it was great. It was a good time. There were times I must say, in this first book that I did get a little bit bored, but when Jax was in there, which is the fate she makes a deal with, when her and him have dialogue, I'd be eating that up, bro. It was so good. And because of that, I rated it 3 stars. And it was good. But here's an honorary mention. I didn't finish reading this in the summer. I finished reading this literally yesterday. But the second book in this series, The Ballad of Never After. This took the cake, guys. It did. Guess what I rated it? 5 stars. Yep, you're right. 5 stars, bro. 5 stars. Okay, so it takes place from, like, the first one, you kind of get left on a cliffhanger. If I remember that correctly, you get left on a cliffhanger. And this one had all the tension and, like, the angst that I wanted the first one to be. And it was just so good. You got a lot more of Jax and Evangeline interactions because they're around each other more. And you just get to see them helping each other out, but refusing to admit to each other that they actually have feelings for each other. And then it's kind of, like, forbidden because, like, he believes that she could die and stuff. I don't think that's spoiling it, because, like, you kind of know that from the first one. But basically in this one, they're trying to once again, like, accomplish this certain mission, because in the first one something happened that she's trying to solve, and he said if she does this, then he can help her solve that problem. You're also trying to figure out what's behind, like, I feel like I'm so bad at summaries. You're trying to figure out something, what's behind this certain thing, because there's this story that's cursed the facts, and yeah, you're just along with the character, you're trying to figure out what's happening. And yeah, so I love this one. This one's my favorite. I don't know, this book made me feel things. A lot of it's pain, and the third book cannot come out sooner. I ordered the book today. So when it comes to my house, I will read that thing and not leave my bed until it's read. But yeah. So this is the last book. This was just an honorary mention, but 5 stars. Anyways, that was like 8 books I read during the summer. And if I'm doing my math correctly, that's like 2.5 books per month. Yeah. So, I think that was pretty good. Pretty good reading for the summer, and yeah, I loved explaining these books that I love to you guys. I don't know about you, but it's hard for me to explain what happened in a book and why it's good. Sometimes I'm very speechless and just say it was good, but like it's more than just good. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, comment. I'd love to talk to you guys and grow my channel because, I don't know, it's something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to start a booktube channel, like / lifestyle, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. So all your support is greatly appreciated. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!